My son sacrificed his life to save me. These powers are not a gift, but a curse.
I am Liz Smith representing Ebony. So excited to talk to you. First of all, I have to ask, how is the tour going?
It's going great. I feel like I'm getting used to it, or like starting to get used to it at this point.
Yeah,
But it's been really good. Like we just finished with Mexico and now we're back in LA. And just Mexico was just like a whirlwind. It was amazing. So
I bet.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
super
great.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, I have to say, you most definitely stole the shine during the fighting scene when Cyclone hit the screen with that amazing hair, like the amazing hair today, that amazing hair, the makeup, the movement. It literally was chef's kiss. So, can you take us back to the moment when you found out that you booked the role, and like, how did you celebrate?
It was very funny because I think the whole process from like audition to when I found out was like over the course of the fall, like maybe 2 or 3. It was like maybe September to December. Like I don't know, but it was like a minute. But I just remember like every day I just like kept on repeating to myself. I was like, you got it, you got it, you got it. Don't worry, you got it. It's fine.
Mhm.
And I remember my agent, he asked to like go like have a picnic. And I was like, yeah, sure. With everything going on, like, okay. And so
Yeah.
we go, and I remember it was like the whole time I'm just like, when is he gonna, did I not get it? He's being sympathetic. Like, and then at one point he just like reaches into his bag and then he sets down like a bottle of like Dom P and is just like, you got it. And I was like, thank you very much. And he's like, you're not excited? And I was like, I am, but I'm gonna have that moment in the car. And
Right.
I got into the car and just started freaking out, like blasting punk music and like listening to the MC5, calling my dad, being like, I fucking got it, like, but
Yeah.
it was beautiful. It was like so much anticipation up until that point. But when I found out and just like in the car, I was like, okay, cool. Like now, like the real work of it begins. And like, how do I just like, make it the most special thing that I possibly can.
Right.
Thank you for saying all that.
Yeah, it's super dope. And once again, you did an amazing job playing the character of Cyclone. Were there any similarities from the character that you actually experienced in real life? And if so, what were they?
Yeah, I think the thing that like stuck out to me the most was like in an earlier draft of the script. There was this moment when we're all like coming to like Hawkman's like mansion, and my character in the script, she walked through the back door, and then one of the I think maybe it was like the butler or something, he opens the door and he's like, are you here for the meeting? And I'm just like, yeah, I am. And he's like, then why are you coming through the back door? Like, go
Mhm.
through the front. Like, this is your moment. Don't do what you've always done in this moment. Like, make a shift and like decide to make a change. And so
Right.
like from that point it was just like, okay, like this is the character I want to play. And this is also like the person that I feel like I want to be the most, is like the person who doesn't put myself on like the back burner and not give myself space to like step into myself and like step in to my potential and who I can be, and like just really take charge of that. So Cyclone's journey of that and my own journey just like really meshed so perfectly that I was like, this is definitely a character that like I have to play.
I
So
love that. Yeah,
yeah.
I love that. Speaking of change and representation, the representation of Cyclone is the only female superhero in the movie. I believe it's just so powerful, especially in these trying times that women all over that we're seeing facing right now in this moment. So, how do you think Cyclone will encourage or inspire women all over who come out to see this film?
I think I just hope that it does something for like others the way that it did for me, in the way that being able to be given the opportunity to play a superhero, one, as like a person of color,
Right.
as a black femme, as a black trans person, is like so special and so like monumental for me personally. And just like the idea that like my identity, my like gender expression didn't stop me from like getting an opportunity. So
Right.
I think for like young trans people, it can lend itself to that like you are who you are and you can embrace who you are, and that won't stop you from doing the things that you dream of and the things that you like love. And I think for young women, I think for me as like an actor, I present femme, and a lot of the roles that I do are young female identifying like people. Um and so much of what I see like kind of come to me, and the opportunities that do come, I'm like, really? Like it's a stereotype, or it's like inauthentic, and it doesn't really stand up to like how young women are today. And
Mhm.
so there's a lot of things that I kind of like let flow by, because I'm like, we're not contributing to making young women who are different and experience otherness feel represented on the screen. And so when I think about Cyclone, and what I appreciate about Cyclone is there wasn't this like archetype or stereotype that our producers or our director um inputted on this character. Like they wanted her to be really unique. They wanted her to be honest and authentic and kind of like kooky and different and weird. And like
Mhm.
to be able to do that without any connotation attached to that, I'm like, that's what I want, especially now, especially in this time, like young women to embrace is like embrace otherness if you feel it, and be as authentic as you possibly can. And so,
Right.
and just like be weird, honestly. And like it's okay to be weird, like do your
Right.
thing. And so
Yeah.
like, if a young person can feel that, no matter gender, race, whatever, I'm like, then we've done our job, you know? So yeah.
I'm sure that was definitely a breath of fresh air. So I love that for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Again, like I said, your appearance on screen was amazing. What was that moment like when you finally put on your costume for the first time and you hit set?
It was fun. Like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Like, when I put the costume on for the first time, I was like, all right, like, y'all gotta explain this one to me. Like, what?
Okay.
I've never seen something like this before. Like, I thought it was gonna be a little bit different, but when they kind of like explained like the suit, and like this is something that this is something that Maxine made herself,
Hmm.
because this is what she thinks a superhero would look like. And
Mhm.
like, she had like all of these, the chiffon or like the fabric flowing, because she's like, that would be so cute. And I think embracing that, and embracing like our costumers, just like vision for Cyclone, like Kurt and Bart, it was just amazing. And I remember the first day when we did our test, and that was like the first official day with like the hair, the makeup, the costume, everything.
Yeah.
I remember Jama was like, you should put on some music to help you flow.
Right.
I was like, okay, amazing. And so I put on like Pop Smoke, and then
Uh-huh.
it's just like
Okay.
all of these like lights and this wind. And then we turned on like Joy Division, and then we did the song from Cold Cave. And it was just like this like accumulation of just like, this is who Cyclone is. And
Right.
I felt so empowered and so supported by like
Mhm.
everyone to just, they were like, just riff, like do your thing. And I was like, really? Really? Like I've never had that. So
Yeah.
it was so powerful.
You describing that moment takes me back to the scene when you came out, I guess like you call it a spaceship or something, and you're a costume for the first time, and Adam Smasher saw it and he complimented you, and just like the humility, like the humbleness that your character portrayed was like, very relatable, because someone telling you that, how you are, like when you get dressed up, you may go to the mirror, sometimes you may not feel like you're killing it or something, and you go out and someone give you the biggest compliment. So
Mm.
seeing that authenticity in the film, and then seeing you jump out of the spaceship plane or whatever, and
Yeah.
just transform into this just confident, badass, was just really dope, just to see that play out and how relatable that is in real life. So I really did appreciate that scene for
Oh
sure.
my God. Thank you. That's so
Yeah.
sweet. I'm like, yes, we did. Thank you.
Of course. Now, my last question for you. Who would you say was your superhero growing up, or even maybe like your superhero today?
I mean, there's a lot. Like there's a lot of people I feel like I've looked up to and appreciate like so much for either like the work that they've contributed community wise, um, globally. Like there's so many, but I think the person that I've felt most connected to recently, and whenever I hear her speak or I see her face, I'm just like, that like I want whatever like she has, and like that strength that she has, and that like intelligence.
Mhm.
Wow. Oh, there's so many, but I think it's Viola Davis.
Oh yeah.
I think whenever, especially with Woman King, I feel
Right.
like any chance that she's gotten to speak about her production company, or like how much work it's taken to get to where she is today,
Right.
every time I hear her speak, I'm just like, wow, like this woman. And I've like seen so much of her work and have like revered her as an actor. But I think just recently, it's just really started to hit me on like a different level, and that appreciation has been so deep.
Yeah.
And then also to see, like, I didn't realize she was in our movie.
Oh really?
I'm
Okay.
like, no, I was like, well, I mean, like, it's been a while that I realized
Yeah.
that, but like when I first saw her in the trailer, I was like, wait, nobody told me. Like, I got a credit with Viola Davis.
Right. Period.
Right, right. But I honestly think like she's this pinnacle that has like continued to inspire me. Um, yeah, so I think,
I love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for talking to us over here at Ebony. Again, I'm Liz. Great job. Good luck on everything. And yeah, just keep up the great work.
Wow, my heart. Thank you so much, Liz.
Of course. Thank you guys.